There we go. One more. Oh, shoot. Volume is out of control all of a sudden. There we go. There we go. How about... I need to listen back to the playback on this thing. For some reason, it decided to maximize my volume beyond belief. Let me just... You're going to hear an echo in my voice for just a second. I need to see how bad this sounds. Let me see real quick. Pull up the stream. Zombie jump scare. Syntemis jump scare. Yep, let's see how loud this volume is. Oh gosh, that audio is awful. There we go. How about that? Nope. Oh, I think I know what happened. Let's correct this. Sorry, ladies and gents. The volume is going to be absurdly ear-rape volumes of loud. Just give me a moment so I can stop assaulting everybody's eardrums at the moment. I'm going to try and speak very softly right now, because I was looking at the volume and right now it shows that for some reason it is maxed out. Oh my goodness! Well, that explains a lot. Okay. Well, that certainly explains a lot. You know, count your blessings, ladies and gents, because imagine if Lorenzo and I were here, speaking at our usual feed-off-each-other energy levels of volume. Rest in peace, eardrums. It was nice knowing you. All right, let me try that one more time, ladies and gents. I believe the volume is evened out. For some reason, my PC decided to set the input almost at 100. What's the normal volume? Well, I usually hover it around 13 or 8. And it decided, nah, we jacking that up to 82. Ah, yes. Nothing like random... Listen, I'm not bad with technology. I'd say I'm quite adept at it most of the time. The downside is that if you are good with technology, you know that it likes to pull out some random BS out of nowhere. So let me just go ahead and get this. Okay, good. The volume is evened out. I'm listening to it on my phone. How is everybody doing today? I would scroll back up and try to see everybody's names one more time. Wait, let me see if I can get it from memory one more time. Okay, I remember saying Vampire Obsidian Vampires, thank you for joining. What was it? Dr. Pepper for Life? I can't exactly disagree with your name. Well done. Clanky, Lady Spring, Jen, hey! Crimson Phoenix, Nobian, good to see ya. Anna's Videos, Selfie. Let me see if I can remember a few others. Siamese, I saw you in here. Larissa, Anna's Videos, thank you for coming. ASMR at its finest. Hey, I tried, okay? Listen, when life gives you lemons, you either got to squeeze them in your eyes and try not to cry too much. I wouldn't know, I can't really cry very well. Or you make lemonade out of them. I wouldn't know either, because I haven't been making lemonade. Because guess what? I am falling in love with the new season. Autumn, fall is here. And this, I am a very, very happy dragon with that season coming along. Oh, yes. And Beetleblade, I don't think I've seen you here in a hot minute. Like, shoot, I think it's been months. I think you only... Actually, is this your first time here? Amity, our favorite cat wizard mod. You have had a pretty rough couple of weeks too. Ladies and gents, thank you for... Amity, thank you for coming. Gobbledygook. Holy crap, 3 a.m. for you and you still here. I'm quite impressed and shocked at the same time. Mirror, mirror. Thank you for coming, Mirror, mirror. I'm Gen Z, 98, still suck with technology. Listen, if... All I know is if I hand my iPad to a nephew, he somehow knows how to use it. And thank heavens his parents don't let him use it for too long. He actually goes outside. I'm impressed. I know I shouldn't be impressed by basic necessities, but come on. I'm just happy that he's doing well in life. Luna, Brandy, good to see you all. I'm going to pronounce that in Old English text. Drakle. Drakle? Is that it? All right, some of you are probably wondering now, Ycey, what the heck is this big news about? Where have you been these past couple of weeks? Something happened a couple weeks back that made me really need to take a week off. Listen, I know personal life can be, it's trying for everybody, and you can't just call off work all of a sudden, even though this is my job in some ways. Still, I can just disconnect normally and just do what I do. But it wasn't just the personal life, it was actually related to my streams. And for once, I just had to take a little bit of a rest. I thought it was just going to be a couple of days, turned into a week. And then the following week happened, and, well, I'll just say that a lot happened that required me to be gone physically. Afro Queen, an ad? Really? I'm sorry, Afro Queen. I will hold off on the big news then. There's a few pieces of big news. I'll start with another one. In these past couple weeks, I got confirmation that a video game that I got to take part in has now been published. It is called Dragon Ridge. Better yet, if I can just pull up a little picture of it real quick. Grab this. There we go. Oh boy. Big old thing. In case anybody's curious what I'm looking for right now. I believe it's this one. It is a... Well, that's not looking good. Dragon Ridge game. Yeah, this is it, I believe. So yeah, you take part as basically a dwarf. It's all in VR. I got to voice a couple of characters in this, namely a king, also called the Dukes, I should say. So I got to use my Cetaphil voice just a little bit. And I also got to play the part of a character who I had a lot of fun playing. This rough and tough man's man, Thor Oakenshield. He struck me as both a smithy, a mastercraft, a bit of a brewer, and so on. He seemed like somebody you'd want to have a drink with or a chat with. He seems like he'd have a lot of fun stories. And then a couple of fun NPCs here and there. So yeah, good old Dragon Ridge. Let me just look at some of these real quick, because let me see if I can find this. I want to say, does this one have...
Dragon Ridge.
Can anybody hear that?
Treaty binds us together. Humans.
Can you get the game on PC, or is it just
elves.
VR? I believe it's just VR
We
on our... I'll
protected
ask them
the
about
realm.
that.
Now, shadows are gathering again. The Mage Order must investigate.
Now, I don't know if anybody can actually hear that, but basically...
Wrong. Be over there, watching.
Oh, loud and clear. You can hear it. In that case, let me back this up. So you take place on an island ruled by
the mage hunting business?
dwarves, dwarf.
I'll tag along.
This
For
voice
40
actor is awesome.
You're pretty fit for a human. Let's see if your prey matches your brawn.
On Skull Island, hunt.
Yeah, so in essence, that's what the game is like right now. I need to see if I can find clips that I'm actually in. I don't believe so just yet, but oh well, I'll do some looking around and see if I can find that. The character that I had some good dialogue here and there. It's like, there was a very... to give you a little clip of what one of my favorite characters from that game that I got to voice was, before I move on, in short, his name is Thor Oakenshield. Bit of a rough and tough, rowdy smithy, brewist, and so on. Somebody that sounds like he'd have a lot of good stories to tell. It sounds like Gobber from How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, that voice actor you listened to, he did sound a bit like Gobber from How to Train Your Dragon. The guy with missing all the limbs and the tooth. I'm hanging in there, sir. Audio is perfect now. Okay, thank you, Amity. Big congrats to you, sire. Yeah, thank you, Selfie. I'm also working on another game as well. I cannot speak very much about it, but let's just say that Cetaphil is not the only dragon I'll be voicing in the future. So I will give you more information on that. I'm happy. I feel like these are small steps. These are smaller projects, but I promise to give my very best to whichever project that I get involved into. I consider it a blessing. These have been great people to work with. So, more on next week and more in the upcoming days on that. In case anybody is not trapped by an ad anymore, one of the big reasons that caused 1 week to turn to 2 weeks is a couple of things. One of the bigger ones for, well, guess what? My younger sister gave birth. She had her baby. He is a chunk, a 10-pound baby. And what I find ironic about that is, first off, all of my siblings and I were around 10 pounds. I was about 9.2, I think. I was the lightest of them. My sister, the youngest one, was 10.8 pounds when she was born. Let me just translate that over to kilos real quick. Here we go. There we go. He weighed in at 4.6 kilos. My younger sister's baby. He was a hefty little chunk that came out. Yeah, exactly, Dr. Pepper. Chunky baby. He was heavy. And ironically, that was also my sister's weight, too. He also had blonde hair, we think, which is just like my sister instead of brown like his dad. He hasn't opened his eyes yet, but he's got these big old hands, too. When she sent us the picture, his hands look like if he wants to hold his bottle when he's older, ain't nobody prying that thing out of his hands. You're going to have to roll diplomacy if you want to get that bottle out of his hands. He's going to make sure that he's got a python grip around anything. And I even asked, hey, why his hands so big? And then I had to look at my own hands. I know you all know how big my hands are. You wouldn't stop commenting on them when I had those videos out of me, cutting the head off so you only saw my torso downward. So many people kept commenting on how giant my hands are. I know. I got them Gollum hands, okay? My hands are built to grab stuff, I guess, if we were in caveman era. If I grabbed hold of the deer, it is not getting away. Needless to say, basically why I consider that odd and kind of cool is, in my observation, the oldest boy tends to take more traits from dad. And then the younger boys after that start to get a mixture of both. Sometimes the youngest takes more traits from his mom. Just like me, I've got blonde hair like my mom. I've got a lot of traits from her side of the family, because I'm the youngest guy in the family, but not the youngest in my family. And then the oldest girl will take traits from mom. And, as you get younger, you get a mix of both. At least that's from what I've seen. I know there are exceptions to everything. This chonker has so many traits from his mom's side of the family, including the big hands, the hair color, the fact that he was a hefty baby. Yeah. Happy that they're doing well. She's recovering. That was, took a little bit longer than usual. It made us nervous, but she just needs to rest, thankfully. I mean, we got a reminder, dear, you went from never giving birth over these past 7 years of marriage to suddenly delivering a 10-pound chunk. You delivered a bowling ball in the hospital room. Give yourself a break. I see. Oh, hey, Hala. By the way, Hala, I heard you completed Silk Song, which is one of the games I'm considering playing for spooky season. But the thing is, I'm not the best platformer around. I can try. I can learn. You saw me with Neva, people. So I'm thinking I might not finish the game, at least not in one go. But it looks fun. I might just try it for a stream. I'll get to the games in just a second. You said currently in a long drive back home, so I'll be lurking, but that's so lovely to hear. Thank you, Hala. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations. Bug just flew into my ear. Well, zombie, that's what you get for hanging out in graveyards. They tend to hang out there. Mama Bear, I didn't say hi to you when the audio came back on. That's right. You're an uncle, Ycey. To tell you the truth, Clanky, I've actually got several nephews. Let me just count them real quick. 3 from one brother. And another from the oldest sister, another from the youngest, 2 more from the other brother. I got 7 nephews at the moment. And then 1 niece. For a while, we did not think our family knew how to have girls. Not that we don't mind having boys. And shut up, dragon. No, never, zombie. Like I said, I have 7 nephews, split between all my siblings. And then I also have 1 niece who was just born a couple weeks ago. Actually, almost a month ago now. As long as your sister's doing well and resting, then she'll be better than ever. I hope so, Jen. He definitely has his uncle's DNA. Larissa, he has a lot of his mom's side of the family, but he does have a giant head, and it's all in the back of his head too, where the brain is, built like his dad, you know? My sister gave birth to Jimmy Neutron. I'm like, man, if this kid is not figuring out puzzles by the time he's one, I don't know what to tell you. I think you need to upgrade his software is what I'm thinking. Because if one thing I know, all of my oldest brother's kids were little escape artists. They knew how to pick locks, basically. Hey, White Wolf, popping in to say a quick hello, streaming at the moment. Oh, yes, you're streaming. Fields of Mysteria. I was actually thinking about ending the stream today with a little bit of Fields of Mysteria just so I can unwind, and because we haven't seen it in a couple weeks, and we're almost done with the content anyway. We still got a couple more dates to go on with Sweet Celine, and it's already set up. In other news, yeah, so I'll get back to you all on the next game that I'll be voicing a character in when it comes out. This one looks like a little bit more fancy schmancy, and I don't know if it's going to be I don't know how long it's going to take, really, for this one to actually be made. Games take years to make. The voice acting happens somewhere along the way. I think that, to give you some perspective, I think that Baldur's Gate, the voice actors were voicing characters as far back as 2020 and 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So this may be one of those where it will take a while. But I will say that Seraphil is not the only dragon that I've voiced now. Oh yes, moving forward, I'm going to be doing a lot of my streams later than I've been doing these past few months. I did them earlier in the day because there are a lot of people on the opposite side of the world who've wanted to attend these streams and have not been able to. So I think that with a slight drop-off, not a massive drop-off in views compared to when I previously had the old time frame, I think I will actually just stream. Mondays have not changed, but stream a couple hours later than I usually do. Creativity takes time to get done, so it's best to never rush a game like that. I agree, Jen. Never worked on a game before, but creativity does take some time, but you need to learn that. I personally believe that a creator needs to learn the difference between when you just need to give yourself that push to get working on it versus when you cannot push yourself right now because whatever you make is going to be trash and will be scrapped. Not edited or refined or revived, just scrapped. And then you'll be burnt out still. So once you know the difference between when is the time to push yourself to work and when is the time to rest, call it a day, call it an evening, call it a morning, call it whatever you want, just call it a nap. Then you've got it. I like that though. Going to Tennessee next summer. Okay, Corky, what are you doing in Tennessee next year? You don't have to say something too personal. This is the internet, by the way. I'm surprised. Well, I was surprised this stream. Things are really going up for you, I see. I hope so, Sintemis. It's been some eventful few months, for sure. Some hair-raising and sweating events, but for pity's sake, I'm a cartoon man. I wouldn't say I have the most strenuous jobs. Most strenuous job I had was probably working call centers and call support and all that. Let me tell you, nothing quite makes you want to eat a keyboard or break the keyboard over your head quite like trying to walk somebody through resetting a computer. And you just want to go sit next to them and point right here. Click that. Do this. Okay, what is that number? Good, that's the number I need on my side. Ah, well, it is what it is. You can't change it. Everything takes time. Amity, well, that's one of my favorite comments. You can't rush art. That was from the second Toy Story, right? Mirror, mirror. Yes, how is Thor? Oh, right. He's fine. It's probably nothing. I'll keep you guys updated. One of the things that happened last week was it's probably nothing, but we discovered a small bump on the side of Thor's stomach. I've had another dog of the same breed as Thor before, a half lab, half shepherd mix, and that dog was starting to slow down around 8. Then by 10, he was really dropping off, just wanting to rest forever. And by 11, we had to take him to the vet. He was clearly in a lot of pain. Thor is nowhere near that. He is a lot more healthy. He's 12 years old. However, that bump, it surprised me, and when my dad pressed his hand up to it, he said, "Oh boy." I'm like, "Please tell me it's not, because that might be a tumor." Well, it is probably nothing, people. Although, if anybody prays, or if anybody does, please keep the good boy in your prayers. His vet appointment is in a couple of weeks. His regular checkup, I would take him earlier, but he's already got a checkup. Might as well just do it then. Gosh, you scared me. I'm sorry, chat. I am sorry. He's healthy. He's doing well. You know, he's still a bit ginger, but he goes on his walks. I do have a question for chat, though, on the subject of old dogs and Thor, especially. Thor, best wishes for the best pupper. Thank you, Anna. Hope Thor will be okay. My dog has had to go to the vet the past couple of months. Dr. Pepper, I mean, how old is it, like, age-related or health-related? I'm sorry to hear that. Fingers crossed it's nothing. Hopefully, Selfie, I hope it's nothing. He doesn't seem to be in a lot of pain. Although, yesterday a dog did bite Thor when I was on a walk with him. Big old Labradoodle. And it wasn't even provoked or anything. They just went from sniffing each other to suddenly the dog bit at him and really, like, pulled at his skin on the neck. I'm like, what the crap? Thor bit, barked back, whined a bit longer than he usually does. I'm like, buddy, are you hurt, or are you... No skin was broken. He's good. I'm like, are you hurt, or are you just... Is that your feelings that are hurt? Because he does have a bit of a whine to his bark when I think his feelings are hurt. And yeah, there was a time a dog bit him and Thor bit back, but he walked away and he whined, barked at the dog. It was almost like, what was that for, man? He's just a friendly dog. My dog has some bumps on him, but he's old and they don't bother him, so we leave them alone. Some things are just expected when it pee. Aldrith, exactly. Also, long time no see, Aldrith. Good to see you again. I'll keep it in my prayers. Thank you, Larissa. I'll know thoughts and prayers for the best boy. Amity, I appreciate that. Donna, Thor will be in my thoughts. I appreciate that, Donna. Nothing, if nothing else. Crimson Phoenix Night ASMR. Speaking of dogs, my dog passed away on May 24th. Oh man, I'm glad you came here. I hope that this can be an elevating stream for you, but I'm sorry to hear about that. You know, even some of the best creatures that we've ever known they are here for only a brief time and they leave. But at least you know somebody's waiting for you on the other side. I'm sorry to hear that, though. Hope that this can be a lighter stream for you. Either way, Thor is doing well. He went on a walk before this stream. No, I misclicked. You're good, Aldrith. I got a question for you all. Have any of you heard of, I think it was called dog aerobics or dog yoga? Doggy yoga or doggy aerobics? Because a few days ago while I was on a walk with Thor, we were crossing the street, and whenever there's a car coming, there always is for some reason with our luck, we're in the middle of the street and suddenly cars come out of every corner. I'm like, what the? It was clear a moment ago. But this time, I decided to stop Thor, and we just waited on the side of the sidewalk because sometimes toward the latter half of Thor's walk, he walks slowly. I tell him to stop. He sits. The guy in the car just signals to like, hey, go. Like waves his hand like, you can go. I cross the street. I'm thinking, sir, you don't know that I don't like to rush Thor. He takes his time. Sure enough, Thor follows behind a little gingerly, just a little slowly, tired dog. And as the man passes us, he goes, hey, is that a senior citizen? I think, yeah. He goes, yeah, I know that walk. And the guy drives away. He goes, you're good. I immediately have to think to myself, most people don't know the difference between an old dog walking versus a tired dog or a sick one. This guy's lost his dog, and that's all I could think of. Well, as we walked a few more paces, turns out he actually parked right next to us. Apparently we passed by his house. Goat yoga? No, Jen. You should have seen the goat yoga. What the heck? I'll look that up in just a second. Anyway, back to the topic. The guy says that he had a half... Get this. He had a half German Shepherd. and a half pit bull. That thing had to have been a cement block. You kidding me? That's not a dog, that's a horse. That's a cow is what that is. That thing will ram people out of the house like a bull if somebody tries to intrude. But he said that around the time the dog turned 10, couldn't go up the stairs because the dog would stand right there and just look down like, no. He goes, okay, he can't go up the stairs anymore. Apparently German Shepherds have bad hip bones. I can attest, that is true. But he was told about puppy yoga. The guy and I are both from California, so we actually had a laugh. He goes, doggy yoga? That sounds like something that somebody tries to sell you on the street. Like that sounds like somebody who tries to sell you a beachfront property on Antarctica along with doggy yoga. That's not a thing. No, but his wife then sends him some videos. Or no, it wasn't the wife, it was a neighbor. Sends him the videos. And I think his wife got into it, and so they start watching the videos. Apparently it involves, if you ever scratch your dog's belly and they lay down on their back and roll over, they want you to scratch their belly. Apparently while they're in that stage, you start giving them little treats and commands. You train them to lift their paw, like front paw up all the way, then back. Okay, here's a little treat. Left paw up all the way. Here's a little treat. Back paw up all the way. Here's a little treat. And you keep doing that and try to get the dog to stretch all their limbs out. Something like that. You've heard of doggy yoga. Okay. You've heard of puppy yoga, you called it. Okay, chat. Dog's hips don't lie. Jen, these hips are definitely lying. They're not helping him. Puppy yoga, Brandy. Okay, you've heard of it. Never heard of doggy yoga, but goat yoga. What is this goat yoga everybody keeps talking about? Holy... Never mind. I'll look it up in just a second. I'll be trying that these next few days and just see how it helps, how it works. Here's a little treat. Yeah, Clanky. It works well with people too, I hear, you know. It's like, okay, now go into the downward dog stretch. Good. Here's a little treat. Here's some bacon. All right, good. Your abs are going to be lined with bacon in no time. Kaylee Baker, pupper size. You're not calling it pupper size. That is adorable. We're not going to call it that. Ay. So, I'll be seeing what that sounds like. It's 3 a.m. and my body is physically begging me to sleep. Good night. Gobbledygook, gobbledy good night. Thank you for coming. Let me get some water. In case anybody showed up to this stream and wondered why my mic didn't work and then suddenly worked too much, two reasons. For some reason, OBS didn't recognize that I've got my mic plugged in. And then I picked up the mic, pressed the button, I guess, or bumped the button while I was holding it around. The button said, I'm not clocking in for work that day, and decided to stay muted even though it wasn't plugged into the computer. So I'm like, how did you register I pressed the mute button then? It used telepathy. And then finally, I don't know why, but my PC decided to take the max volume, and instead of changing it to 12, it decided to up it all the way to 82. Blah. Practically ear banging everybody's ears. Like it was a flashbang, a nuclear flashbang hit them. So, apologies to everybody. I've heard acupuncture can help senior dogs too. I know families that had good results with it. I'll keep that in mind, Nubian. I don't think I'll go with it in the meantime. I do have a lovely Chinese neighbor that told me about turmeric root to put in the food as well, along with the little supplements. That's been helping their dog. So I'll definitely remember that too. She said, you could pick it up from the Asian market. I'm like, okay, where's the Asian market? You're talking to a man who can't seem to cook rice very well. Where's the Asian market? She's like, she just laughs and points. Yeah, one of my neighbors knows that I cannot cook rice to save my life, and has legit offered to invite me over. Sea Falcon, water therapy for puppers is a good option too. Gentle on the old joints. Okay. I don't think Thor's a fan of water. I'll have to pull up that video from years ago, but back in 2020, we went on a little family trip with my sister's dog, Moses, my family, and I. And while we were there, the dogs were playing in the water. Moses absolutely loved it, but it was hot as heck outside. It was Arizona weather, practically. And we weren't even in Arizona. We were on the border. And Thor decided that he did not like it because it was too hot. The water seemed okay. So I don't know. Yeah, turmeric is good for fighting inflammation. Okay. Good, Nubian. So it's just inflammation in general. Ycey, are you still chopping rice? People, I did that one time in Overcooked, but don't worry, I'll still include that one time in the compilation. Oh, speaking of which, over the past couple weeks, I think I've gotten into better habits, barring this past week when we were all over the place in the personal life, but I think I've gotten a better work schedule. By having the streams go later in the day, it gives me a bit more time to edit in the morning and get everything organized. I'm going to be uploading some more compilations to the Helix channel. In case anybody doesn't know, down in the description there should be a link to the channel Helix. And here's the other big announcement. I will be continually streaming on this one, but because a lot of people originally subscribed to this channel so they could hear ASMR content and audio roleplays, I think I'll be returning to uploading some the continuations of previous audios to this channel. I think that I've basically killed a lot of the hype for this channel by changing over to mostly streams, but then again, I wasn't the one who banned a lot of my content, so it's not me who's killing it. Hey, Danya. So, for now, go ahead and subscribe to the Helix channel down below if you want to keep watching the streams. I think I'm going to be uploading more videos to the Ycey Narrates channel. Just videos from previous series, though. That's it. So nothing too risky, unfortunately. YouTube does not even want me doing the regular holding hands. Good boy gets 2 treats. Luna! Alright, let me go grab a treat real quick.
Yeah, guess what, bud? What's this?
You, what's this, Thor? You see this? Turmeric is a good natural option. I can also recommend a few dog meds and supplements later I've seen on my clients use. Amity, if you'd be so polite as to send that to me, that'd be great. Okay, Thor, here you go. That's your boy. That is from the chat. If anybody is curious, yeah. If you donate and say, give the dog a bone or give the dog a treat, he gets a treat. I give little tiny pieces, though, because usually it turns into a lot of people giving him treats. Ah, buddy, I know I've got your attention now. He's just standing there, menacingly. Yes, the deadpan stare. I need to have an idle emotion commissioned. Oh, that was one of the surprises I was actually trying to make. A couple of them. I had a new... what do you call it? I had a new loading screen made. So Wyvern was very kind and gracious enough to make this amazing piece of artwork for a Helix, and with her permission I decided to get it animated. So I decided to, well, over the weekend I submitted it to get animated by somebody, and it was supposed to be done yesterday. They requested a bit more time. So I figured, well, I mean, the price matches the quality. You only had a few days to work on it. I'd say that I can definitely give you some slack. Let's go ahead and give you some time. So, hopefully it turns out well. But unfortunately, we don't get to see the new loading screen this time. But we will see it on the 25th, they said. I really don't want to be that one person, but you are kind of on low volume. Oh, am I, Danya? I mean, I listened to it myself, and it didn't seem too low, but let me just try to up the volume just a bit. There we go. How about now? Yeah, you're not being that person, Danya. I ask people to make sure that the volume is actually listenable, audible. I want to make sure that the volume is actually audible. So if you cannot hear me, or if it's a little quiet, or if you have to turn your volume all the way up so that the ads that hit you flashbang your ears, please, by all means, tell me so that I can adjust the volume. Volume sounds perfect on my end, also wearing earbuds. Yeah, I listened to it in my phone, and it didn't sound that bad, and I only had the volume up to, like, mid-level. Yeah, coming from an animator, it sucks sometimes. I haven't posted in a month. I feel you, zombie. When you have to rekindle that Oh, gosh. Helix, wake up. There we go. Phew. That thing would scare the Saja boys, that stare. Jeez. Hola, Ycey. ¿Cómo estás? Welcome back. I'm doing well, Laura. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I'm getting some artwork animated, and I've had that little lore video been sitting on the shelf for a long time, so I'm just going to finish that in these upcoming weeks. But yeah, subscribe to the Helix channel down below. I'm going to upload the lore video for my Helix debut video on that channel when it arrives, and along with the video compilations for streams, which oftentimes include your comments, as you all have sometimes seen. Keep Up Demon Hunters was an amazing movie. It was, Anna. That was a fun trip. I love how many people showed up, too. You're good on my side, I see. Thank you, Hala. Dog's a mixed breed. Do tell, Dr. Pepper. Speaking of which, has anybody actually seen the new How to Train Your Dragon live action? I haven't seen it, but I don't have kids. I have nephews that thankfully consider me a very endearing uncle, a fun uncle, enough to go see it. But both of my brothers love that movie enough, the old movie enough, to have already beat me to the punch. So I don't exactly have a whole lot of excuses to see it, but I guess I'll watch it if it's on. What do you guys think of it? I'm curious. I subbed to that channel like 3 subs. I don't remember how I found it. I appreciate you, Zombie. Lore videos? Yes! Yes, Hala! Yes, Larissa! Lore videos! Oh, lore indeed, Amity. It, after like a dozen different reworks of that script, I tried condensing the lore of the Helix verse, or rather the lore of Living Stars, down in just a couple of paragraphs, or rather, lore just a few sentences on what a star is and what their purpose is, and I can expound from there. I'm really proud of how this is going to turn out. Hopefully it does well. Haven't seen it, they say. Okay, so hardly anybody in chat has seen the live actions. Understandable. If it's a 1-to-1 ratio, I don't know why you'd want to see it other than out of my curiosity. You know, other than curiosity. How close is it? Sire, when will you do the round 2 of Liar's Bar? Just curious. After I do I'm almost done with the Space Marine 2 video, and actually I'm going to make 2 Space Marine 2 videos, and a couple of Overcooked videos, but I'll do the round 2, 3, and 4, and so on of Liar's Bar. I'm going to have a couple of other editors work on it, and I'm going to use that round 1 as the template and say, hey, can you edit this for me? I don't have time, but can you edit it like this? You know, cut out all the fluff in between, add text. There we go. So in the next few weeks, I'll see, in the next couple weeks, actually, no, let me see if I can get it by 2 weeks. No more than 2 weeks. You have my word on that. I will do my best. If it's not that, then it will be one of the other compilation videos from the stream. I'm also working on I never streamed this game, but I did play it back in 2020, Dark Souls 2, and then 1 and 3. That was the order I played them in. And I know a lot of people don't actually know what those games are about, but there's a lot of lore, a lot of good storytelling, and a lot of good life things, little elements that you can put into your own life in them. And so I've decided to make a video on them. And I gotta say, it is a surreal experience looking back on old gameplay videos. I tell you, if anybody here has, I don't know, if you're gamers or if you just play one, film your first time, record your first time playing a game, especially if it's a game you like, I should say. Because even if you don't plan on doing anything with that, like editing it or putting it into a compilation, it is a fun experience going back and seeing the old footage. Even the mistakes you make, even the stupid stuff, you can actually learn from it. You're like, you can actually look back in either a melancholic sort of way, like, man, I sucked, there was no hope for me whatsoever, or you can even look back in a hopeful way. You might even just think to yourself, how in the dickens did I even do that? I don't even know how to do that now. But yeah, in the video, I'll definitely make sure to explain all the different little lore bits and what's going on. So I guarantee that even somebody who has never even seen those games would enjoy it. Oh, Dark Souls, don't make a penalty game for each lost. Don't make a penalty game for each lost? Are you talking about Demon Souls, Brandy? Or Dark Souls 2? Because, yeah, every time you die, your HP gets halved off a little bit. And you got to get this certain item to bring it back to normal HP. I heard of horror movies called 28 Years Later. I think I know which one you're talking about, Corgi. Speaking of horror, well, something. I found a list of games presented to me by a source who is dead set on making sure that I go insane. No, not Lorenzo, but you're close, a different roommate. So I'm going to be playing a bunch of different little horror games along with the usual Fields of Mysteria for the next 2 sessions. That's probably enough it takes for us to finish up. And, oh yeah, Clair Obscur. I will finish Clair Obscur Expedition 33. In fact, I think we're actually almost done with it, too. I said that I was fighting one of the second Axon. They said, oh yeah, you actually fight the Paintress right after that. I'm like, the end boss? They said, it's not the end boss. Like, I didn't need that spoiler, but thank you. He goes, okay, fine. So it sounds like we've only got like 3 or 4 end bosses left, and the story is all coming together. So, I will finish Expedition 33, and if anybody was here last year, do you remember the Alien Isolation game? I never finished it. It's Halloween time. It's time to finish it. Oh no. I found a list of games to play, so ladies and gents, have fun watching that. These games were apparently selected as a way to specifically drive me insane. Lord help my mentality. The things I'm willing to do for you guys. Randy, any Dark Souls game, we had a penalty of 10 push-ups per death. So are you saying that you moved up a cup size, basically? That's one way to do it. It's like, all right, I'm going to do 10 push. All right, fine, 10 sit-ups every time I die. Shows a picture of shredded back abs. Dang. It's like, shows a picture of perfectly marbled six-pack abs. Delish. I've not seen Demon Slayer movie yet, waiting for it to show on Crunchyroll. Ooh, clanky. Demon Slayer, first off, it's demon slaying. Of course I'm going to watch it. I love that show. The movie, the first half of it was 10 out of 10. Beautiful. The combat. But the latter half, I would compare it to a game with awesome combat and great cutscenes, but the cutscenes show up at the worst times. And there's too many of them. I saw it in theater, and it was a packed movie theater. When like the 4th or 5th flashback showed up back to back in that movie, because we had a very lively audience of people like, woohoo, whooping and hollering, it was a lively audience, one that was still respectful. Like, I remember yelling, no, not another cutscene, and my voice got cut off right as another flashback happened. I actually made a few people around me laugh, because just the cutoff. It was one of those it's like when a perfectly timed scream gets cut off. But hey, the flashbacks are good in that movie. The flashbacks are good, but I would compare it to somebody who, in the middle of a fight, decided to pull out the Lord of the Rings. It's like, listen, that's a good story, but now is not the time. Not the evil laugh, Amity. The horror. The amount of regret when someone mentions filming my first playthrough of Dark Souls 2 and 1. I have a couple for Dark Souls 3, which is nice. Hala, did you film yours? Jen says, I know both the Japanese and dub voice actors were having fun. Yeah, they sound like they had a lot of fun, Jen. I gotta say, though, there was one guy, the dojo master in Demon Souls movie, at least in the English dub. He sounded like they gave the script to him that same day, and he had never seen it in his life. Because I thought to myself, dang, I want to get that role. I mean, I definitely envy the guy, which is not good. Envy's not good on anybody, but man, it makes me think, I want to get these roles. I'll take that. I'll take that role of somebody who just shows up for 5 seconds and then dips afterward, or 5 minutes. Either way. I like the movie. Yeah, the voice actors and actresses absolutely nailed it. Demon Slaying, of course I'm going to watch it. Of course, sir. Ah, you know me. You know me, chat. I was born 2 days after Thanksgiving. I mean, Clanky, I think I know how you feel. I was born the day before Valentine's Day. Matter of fact, I was actually born... My mother said I was due on Valentine's Day, but instead, I decided to be born a half hour early, like at 11:30. Went into labor. She went into labor on the 13th, and I was born that night. I was supposed to be born on Valentine's Day, and instead got born on Friday the 13th. Which, ironically, it's superstition aside, it's supposed to be a very unlucky day of the year, Friday the 13th. I don't know why, but I've had 2 birthdays on Friday the 13th, and they were the best birthdays ever. I've had a few Friday the 13ths actually turn out to be the luckiest day. The only time I get super lucky. So I'm like, well, shoot, maybe it's just reverse luck if you were born on that day. You know, questionable... You get questionable luck throughout the year, but on Friday the 13th, all the luck is dipped on everybody else, I guess. Just drizzled over the top, you know, like an unwanted sauce. Like ketchup on your ice cream. Just have a couple of bosses filmed for Dark Souls 3 when I first beat them. That's about it, sadly. I mean, at least you have that, Hala. At least you can look back on that. Helix, wake up. Loot! Oh, that woke him up. I need to include that in his lore. The loot. My best friend dubbed some of the characters in the Brazilian version of the Demon Slayer movie. I'm so proud of it. No way, Larissa. Oh, yeah, I believe you said that at some point, too. You did say that. Holiday babies are a breed of their own. Brandy, you sound like you know about that. You sound like you know... Like, Brandy, you sound like you're also born near a holiday. Is that right? Birthday month twin, 1 day off, though, for me. Amity, what? You said your birthday was on the 12th, right? Ycey pulling that Uno reverse card on Friday the 13th. Friday. Yeah, the rest of the day of the year, it's like questionable luck. Worst luck, best luck, in between, terrible luck. And then suddenly Friday the 13th comes around. Maximum luck overload! Oh, yes. You would have been a love king instead of the king of chill. I am a king of love and chill. Alright, you got a point there, Mackenzie. Yeah, would that I was so blessed, you know? Let's see, my parents have actually done a good job at keeping my birthday separate from Christmas. No way, Clanky! So you were actually born on Christmas. Oh, no, you said you were born 2 days after Thanksgiving. Right. What am I saying? Yeah, so you're... Wait a minute. Wouldn't they do a good job of trying to keep it separate from Thanksgiving? Never mind. I imagine it's probably the gift giving, you're saying. Mom and sister born in holidays and can confirm. Oh, Laura. It's definitely something. No, I have not once gotten a Valentine on my birthday, if that's what you're thinking. Yep, February 12th from me. Okay, gotcha, Amity. Owner, you want to go for a walk? Helix, sleep. You want a treat? Sleep. Do you want some loot? Helix, now we're talking! Yeah. There are a few things that wake Helix up, and one of those is definitely loot. The man has a family to feed. He's got a lot of different semblances to feed. You were born on July 20th. Okay, Corky. I was born October 24th, a week before Halloween. Now that is a fun month to be born in, Zombie. I'm a big Halloween fan. I just need to do something this year. I think I have said it. So cool to see his VA debut on big screen. Nice. That has got to be the biggest feeling, the best feeling. Seeing your voice come out of a film. I hope to have that happen one day. I hope to one day be able to sit in a theater and hear my voice come out of an animated character in some way. That is the end dream right there. On his videos, you've got a birthday winter as well. Amity pulling out that loot is life. Oh, speaking of anime dubs, have you So I've only ever watched animes in. I prefer to watch them in the dub, especially if the dub is good. I'd like to hear it in my own original tongue. There have only been a couple of times where I'd actually prefer to hear it in the original Japanese and just read the subtitles, and it's usually whenever it takes place in Japan and they make it very obvious. Sometimes it just feels uncanny for all these Japanese people to be speaking English, sometimes with different English accents. But I finally watched an anime, just one, over the weekend with Lorenzo, and because him and I both speak Spanish, we decided to watch it in Spanish. It was called Baki. It's a wrestling game, or it's a fighter show. Baki's introduction actually showed the intro to Baki is very resemblant of a Street Fighter game. Like, it's very resemblant of a Street Fighter game where they show just a picture of the person and their name while the music is playing, and they're in some kind of fighting pose. Then the next one appears, fighting pose, name. These voice actors in Spanish did not hold back. The guy that they had play this main villain, I think his name was like the Ogre, oh my goodness. He sounded like a killer. It's like, the guy sounded like he was a murderous machisimo matador. Or no, not matador, that's a lady killer. He sounded like a, what do you call him? The luchador. He sounded like a luchador that wants to kill you. He's like, mire, ¿tú crees que me puedes hablar así? ¿Quién crees que tú eres? I'm like, ah, dang, this guy sounds like he could kill you by looking at you. Like I said, I was impressed. I don't know what it is, but I pay attention to that stuff a lot more ever since I started this. I listened to all your videos of the love of a king and captured by a mobster. I'm so obsessed. I'm flattered, Arlene. Glad to have you here. Maybe you should try My Hero Academia or Black Butler. I have not seen Black Butler. My Black Butler. That's I would be I would have a lot of questions if there was something called My Black Butler. But suddenly I want to write an anime with Lorenzo. Black Butler or My Hero Academia. I have seen My Hero Academia, Clanky. In fact, I'm all caught up with it. That was one of the first animes I got into over COVID with some of my friends that I met through this Ycey Narrates gig. So, glad that you mentioned that. Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia were two shows that I bonded with some of my friends over during the pandemic, and the friends that I met during 2020 and all that. So seeing them also come to their conclusions soon got me emotional. Got me feeling some kind of way, man. Feels good, man. And feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, Batman. But feels good, man. John Goodman. Do I have another channel? Yes, Jack. Down in the description, I believe I put it down there. It's called Helix. It's just where I'm going to upload compilations and videos of the streams. I may just go stream there at some point too, just because I've noticed a lot more people want ASMR content purely on this channel. And I think I can continue the narration content, maybe just I will think about it, but what I am going to do is upload the remaining parts to ongoing series that got finished on Patreon, but they never got their finish here on YouTube. There's only one that I'm really nervous about uploading. Coils of the Naga. In case anybody has wanted to see the conclusion to that, hop on over to Patreon. Yes, it is free. You don't need to worry about paying or verifying or any of that nonsense. You just look up Coils of the Naga in the search bar on Patreon. Boom, there it is. You even get some bonuses too. I like both the sub and dub. Most of the time I watch the subs. It just depends on my mood. Okay, Amity. You watched Full Metal Alchemist a lot while we were in quarantine. I've heard some amazing things about that one, Hannah. Man, here I am talking about anime when I remember one of my very first Q&As on this channel. People said, do you watch anime? And I said, I can't really get into it, but there's some good ones out there. Now I'm talking about animes that I want to see and animes that I have seen. Oh, how times have changed. Sire, you should listen to K-pop Demon Hunters in French. Man, it sounds really good. Mackenzie, I think that that's just because French just sounds so beautiful. Anywhere seen Anyone here seen Attack on Titan? I started it but never finished it. I'm in the same boat as you, Dr. Pepper. I've started that show, but I still have not seen the final season or the final 2 seasons. Get some water. I've already listened to Hawk's sounds in Spanish and French, since I'm used to his English and Japanese dubs. How do you like him, Jen? What about the Archmage storyline? That's my favorite one. Good news, Laura. That one has gotten some updates on Patreon, and I believe there's 3 more parts, the writer said. She already sent me the script for the next one, so I'm going to be working on that one next week. Or actually, I'm going to be working on it this week and aiming to publish it next week. But yeah, I would argue that Full Metal Alchemist B is superior to Full Metal Alchemist purely because of the ending. I'll have to take your word for it, Hannah. Never seen it. Attack on Titan was like my first anime. I was kind of traumatized from it, not gonna lie. I would not... Boy, that is one heck of a... That is like an 80s movie level of trauma right there. Man, Dr. Pepper, you would have had a fun time with 80s movies, gotta say. What was I thinking of? Oh, yeah. Regarding first-time animes and all that. Oh, shoot. It was something like... I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm having one of those, oh, yeah, there was this one time oh, wait, that wasn't me type of moments. So I have to get going. Glad I was able to catch up. No problem, Nubian. I think I've pretty much made all the little catch-up announcements that Loot! I didn't even need to say it. Helix woke up. I think I've caught up on pretty much everything here. Oh, yeah. Has anybody noticed... Okay, when I was a kid, my siblings and I used to make jokes about how D&D was nerdy, and we didn't really make fun of people for liking anime. We just didn't like it. I just didn't like it, except for The Last Airbender, and when we were really young, Pokemon. But that was it. So we never really made fun of anybody for watching anime. I mean, we never made fun of people, period. But we did make jokes about our own nerdy interests, if we had any, because I was big into computer games, especially strategy games. But anime was one that we just did not like, and I think that was a very prominent sentiment. Video games were considered lazy all throughout the early 2000s. Anime was considered weird, and I can honestly point to a lot of examples that kind of validate both those opinions. But at some point, I don't think it's that people... Personally, I don't think it's that people grew to like those. I think that both those genres also grew up a little bit. Because think about this for just a moment. This might be my own little tinfoil hat theory, so buckle up, princess, and get ready for some major BS about to head your way, or some major truths. Maybe a bit of both. I hope you like free samples. So hear me out on this one. Think back on some of the earliest games of humankind, like marbles. You know, where you draw a little circle in the dirt, you put a bunch of marbles in there, and your goal is to flick the little round circular marbles in your hand and hit the marbles out of the circle. I know that even a child knows that a marble is circular. I'm trying to explain that for bilingual people here who don't know what a marble is. Anyway, those little glass balls, marbles, you flick them out of your hand, you try to hit them out of the circle. That was mostly just a kid's game, especially in early times. Shoot, let's flip back to like medieval times, where boys are hanging around with wooden swords, or just playing with like rope or balls. Boy, that is a poor choice of words. What I'm trying to say is they're very simplistic games, and as your mind develops and as your body ages and gets stronger, you should be going for, or you naturally tend to go for things that require a bit more intuition and a bit more problem solving, or just a bit more complexity behind it. If you think about it, games were very similar. You had basic things like Pac-Man, where it's just simply move it away from the ghost. Now, of course, it did require its own strategy, but that was it. It was very basic. It required only as much brain matter as was needed to move a joystick. I don't think people necessarily accepted games as just part of life. I think that games also grew up too. You just had games that were less about instant gratification and more about options and creativity and exploring and making something yourself, you know? So I think that that's just one idea. I'm sure there are some holes in there, especially with the idea of what about people who still play Minecraft nowadays? I'm like, well, like I said, it still requires a lot of creativity, a lot of options, a lot of stuff. I don't know why you'd say still. But why I bring that up is, to this day, I still think back on old BS statements. BS statements like, you'll never carry a calculator in your pocket. What the heck is this phone doing then? Well, another statement I remember hearing from a lot of girls when I was in high school, so like back in the 2000s, like late 2000s, early 2010s. A lot of girls I knew said that they would not date, let alone marry a guy who played video games. I'm like, try saying that now. I know people will still say that, but good gosh, that's just sad right there. Can't let somebody be happy. Let's see now. Sire, you once mentioned a possible Halo session. You have not forgotten that, Luna. Down the line. But it'll probably just be a couple of sessions. But yeah, I do want to play Halo in the future. Oof, I get that completely. I could never get into the anime when I was younger. Even the more mainstream ones. Finally got into it after high school. Yeah, me too, Amity. You got that. Sticks and hoops. Yeah, Kaylee. Very basic games. Exactly. Sticks and hoops. I was more of a tomboy when I was younger. I would always do more boyish things like climb trees, using a stick as a sword. Did you ever find the perfect stick? Playing the dirt, grabbing bugs. Did you ever grab snakes? That was one thing my dad taught me how to do. Not when I was a kid. I think I was a pre-teen when I got to catch my first one. See, Falcon, I think after a certain point in age, you start liking things for your own reasons too. Enjoyment or challenge or relaxation, not just because of culture or friends' influence. I think it's a bit of... I think you're right. You're on the right line there. But you just start liking your own things. But think back also to... shoot, I might be dating myself just a bit here, but early 2000s. Again, that was also a time period where liking video games was basically like saying, I don't want to get a job, I have no success, and I'm absolutely lazy. And that was also the early 2000s, before the 2008 housing market crash. So it was the expectation, the idea was that you would graduate high school, get a job that supplies enough money for a one-income family, you get a house, and so on and so forth. But, you know, different times. But I see where you're going. What am I saying? I agree with you. I'm just going to say with that. Dr. Pepper, no, you never found the perfect stick. Amity could never date a guy. She also said would never marry a guy either who plays video games. What? That alienates half of your choices. I'd say it alienates even more than that. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I don't think I could ever make fun of anyone for things they enjoy. If someone enjoys what they love, whether it was nerdy or not, I'm just happy they enjoy it through the heart's content. Poetry. The only time... Oh, no, I can't even make fun of... See, if you have a self-destructive or a harmful hobby, that's not really... You don't even make fun of them there, because that doesn't really help anything either. Usually you just distance yourself, you know? You just walk out the door. They got their own life. I did go to a zoo, though, and had a snake around my neck. What? Oh, you tell me a zookeeper put the snake around you. Safely, of course. Zookeeper was there. Okay, Dr. Pepper, gotcha. My younger brother had an old milk can full of sticks in the front yard. Oh, swords and lightsabers aplenty. Yes! Do you guys want to know how rowdy I was as a kid, and my brothers, and my friends? True. Applies to the myth of millennials ruining things with their avocados. Thank you, C. Falcon. I have never seen somebody who actually believes that, but I know they're out there. I feel the same way about going to college. Not really feasible anymore. Unfortunately, Luna. What I wish... Okay, I'll divert from my original story for just 5 seconds. If you could go back to high school you, better yet, if you could go back to your high school, like go back in time, talk to high school you is now sitting in the auditorium or in the crowd, wherever they are. along with all the other students, what would you say? I would say something like, don't go to college for the sake of going to college. Pick a job that you can tolerate, not one that you hate. Don't make it your passion project. Yes, even if you're an artist that wants to go into writing or painting or video making or so on and so forth, pick a job that you can tolerate. If you have an artsy degree, pick something like become an electrician, a plumber, a welder. Go to a trade school. Why? They don't require as much study, oftentimes, as a regular school, and most often it's best to just join as a apprentice, either as a plumber or as a tradesman, a plumber or an electrician or a welder, and so on and so forth. You don't need college. They'll just try to, the goal is to become a journeyman in those fields, and those are just examples. You don't have to become an electrician or a welder. Shoot, you can work at a coffee shop, Pick a job that supplies you enough to survive, and if that requires a degree, like, say, becoming an architect, well, yes, go for that degree, but before you pick it, look at the availability. Look at the amount it provides that year, or look at the annual income. Look at the annual income in your area needed to survive on average and see if the math balances out. If it doesn't, don't go for it. What I wouldn't give to tell high school me, don't go to college just because they told you to. Basically got groomed for 15 years saying, go to college, you make more money than people who don't. Okay, but I got an art history major degree. Well, you're effed then. Anyway, 5-minute rant. Gosh, that went far more. What am I kidding? Sure, a lot of people feel that same way. Tell my high school self something? Lord, there's way too much to tell her. Yeah, Dr. Pepper, you're not joking. Don't let your mom talk you into taking out student loans. Don't let her pressure you into going to college before you're ready. Yeah, I'm glad I did not take out student loans. So I worked my butt off for like a year after high school, and then I did missionary work, came home from that, worked for almost a year just working my butt off, and then went to college, paid student loans up front, but I also worked as close to full-time as the hours would allow, and then went to college at the same time. Busy time period, gotta say. It's like the Dolly Parton song 9 to 5. Exactly, Mackenzie. I have a lot to tell high school Brittany. It would take 2 to 3 days to go over. Man, that needs to be a show or an anime concept in and of itself, where high schoolers get to meet their 30-year-old self or their 40-year-old self. Ooh, every 30 years you get to have a little reunion between yourself. You're not allowed to remember, the catch is you're not allowed to remember anything that would spoil the future for you. But you are allowed to learn life lessons and give the older self some closure. I think that'd be an interesting concept. You could go with it from there. It's all about reflecting, not regretting. Even if you made mistakes, you learned from them, though. I'd say the same to myself. Architecture school was cool, but boy, is it traumatizing. Ooh, I'm sorry, Larissa. And like the perfect example you gave, the market was terrible when I graduated. Plus, there's also the idea of some jobs really require you to be either grandfathered in or basically have a borderline nepotistic family. Bye, Corky. I have some rest. I'm only going to be doing this stream for a couple of hours. I know that it's a lot later in the day for most people here, or extremely early in the night, or early in the morning. My gosh, I mixed those up. But I'm just going to go on a couple of hours. Would anybody object to me playing a little bit of Fields of Mysteria to end the stream? We can continue talking, too. First off, does anybody even know what that game is that I just mentioned? I never went to college, but I graduated high school. Yeah, Arlene, you'll figure out life. Don't know what to say. Montserrat? Hey, Montserrat, glad to make it. Glad you made it. This video's Mysteria, please. All right, yeah, feel free to keep asking questions and talk in the comments. Let me just pull this up real quick. Let's get this bad boy running. Here we go. All right. Pulling this up. I would not object. Art gallery. Nope. Art gallery. Don't mind. Mysteria. Yes, we'll do it. Gaming, now. Okay, Prepper. Schmidt, no idea about the game, but go ahead. Yeah, if anybody is brand new, if you have heard of Stardew Valley, it's like that, but in a medieval fantasy world. It's a lot more colorful. It reminds me of old 90s or 80s anime. This right here. Oh gosh, what happened? Oh, that's right. Last time I was playing... I get it now. So last time I was playing, what do you call it? Clair Obscur. And I put myself upside down because I was sitting in the corner. Let me get rid of the background. There we go. All right. Got this right here. I'll get rid of the background just a second. Need to switch this over to the display. There we go. All right. Now let me get rid of this background here. Color pickle. There we are. I do need to get rid of the wings because sometimes they just get in the way. There we are. Now, like I said, if anybody is absolutely clueless and has no idea what this game is about, there's an overarching story where we've basically helped, where this beautiful little town of Mysteria was hit by an earthquake, but mines nearby, as in mines where you mine for gold, jewels, and ore, also, a bunch of magic got stirred up in those mines. A bunch of little living creatures came to life, and a dragon was awoken, or rather the spirit of a dragon. We have since helped release that dragon from his prison, and now we are just going around romancing people. Romancing and domancing here. I work with a friend of mine in art painting gallery. Okay, Arlene. I think some of us have been through a lot in high school. Honestly, we've had our troubles and obstacles, but as we keep going, we reach our destiny. Well said, Jen. So, this is also a nice little farmer exploration simulator game. Let me see if I can fit this somewhere. Let's put a little globe right here in the corner. There we go. Yep, you can design your house. You can go on dates. Oh, and we're about to go on a date right now with beautiful Celine. Picnic date. Celine, I'm coming! Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that out of context. Oh, right. This is already done. Animal materials, that's done. I don't need you. Wait, I think I've already got that stuff here. Yes! So you've got to complete little tasks as you go around. Nice! Hey! So it is now Friday, which means I believe I can ask Celine out on a date. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Now, for those of you who are new to this stream, somebody in the chat might tell you I'm an absolute simp for this sweet little girl. And they are absolutely right, because when you see her, tell me if you can blame me or not. She says, I used to think about nothing could make me smile the way flowers do. But that was before I met you. Beautiful. I believe I can press G. Oh, let's not throw that. D is it? I might only be able to go on dates on Saturday or something. Yeah, it's Saturday or Sunday. My mistake. Oh yeah, a lot of dating people. If they have a heart right here, they're dateable in this game. Get the quote book out, everybody. Afro Queen. You are not my nemesis, but I am watching you now. It's a nice year. It's a nice time of year to be outside, don't you think? Yes. Yes, my good man, it is. Ooh. Yeah, I got plenty of gold. Let's... Gold. Grab my gold. So yeah, this is the town. We have an inn right here. The inn is also good for getting some soup. Broccoli flavor, no thanks, but I gotta take it because it replenishes my stamina. Nice folk here. General store is right next to it. This is where the love of my life's parents work. Nora, there you are. Breath of Flame. It's a beautiful flower. I'm sure Celine has never seen something like the Breath of Flame. I wonder if they're related to Breath of Spring flowers. Maybe. I'll have to ask Celine. Thanks, Ycey. Ah, yes. Need to go speak with Adeline. And I gotta wait till Saturday to give her that recipe. Wait, so who is your nemesis then? Nobody, Luna. Nobody's my nemesis. Request for peaches? Oh, I gotta go grab those real quick. It's only $2.50. I think I should be good. Quote book out ready. Mackenzie! Why? I thought she looked familiar. Celine looks like Giffany from Gravity Falls. I haven't seen Gravity Falls, Dr. Pepper. I've seen the characters. I know enough about it. It's very popular. Marriages isn't in the game yet, unfortunately. Yeah, Mackenzie, thank you for answering that selfie. They have dating. They just barely added romance options, but you'll see that there are 2 hearts grayed out right here. Once you get to 10, you'll be able to marry somebody. Instead, you have to get to 8 hearts to date somebody. They let you date 2 people at once, so this is my guess. I'm guessing dating in this game means you're going on dates, but you're not exclusive. Or maybe they just didn't know to cater to like the polyamorous or poly people or the monogamous people. Anyway, I'm just gonna say that you're probably just going on dates. I'm just gonna keep it real and just date Celine in this. I can date Adeline in a different gameplay. There is a... Oh, why am I... That's where the mines are. And if it wasn't obvious enough, yes, I go into the mines a lot in this game. Just frickin' muscle memory took over, and I'm like, alright, into the mines I go. Broccoli? Wait a minute, somebody said... Ycey with broccoli soup. I will take it, but offends me greatly. Yes. I will take this gift, but it offends me greatly. Also, there's a little secret here that I didn't discover until just now. Ooh. Little mounds that you can dig up, and it's trash. Thanks, I hate it. Alright. There is a beach here. Because I found that there is a little tunnel. Where is it? Ah, over here. I have not seen this until just barely. Ooh, something I can dig out. Glass. Look at this. There's a little secret entrance here. Let me just grab my, where are you? Nope. How do you place the spell? Ah, here we go. Dragon's Breath. In that spell. Yes, please don't date around. That's too much drama. Oh, no. No more love shapes, please. Yes, Ebony, no more. Let's see. Alright, I may be an ice dragon, but Helix is a star dragon. Oh, I did it the wrong way! There we go. Open sesame. Look at it. Oh, it is a chest. It is a nice chest. Place and apply an essence stone to automatically water crops in a 2-tile radius. No way. Place a water sprite statue in your field to automatically water plants within... You're kidding me. So this thing waters all... Okay. Ladies and gents, I think I just found something that will really save me a lot of time each day. Okay, if you have this game, make sure to go to that little island over here if you want that sprinkler. An unidentified object. Was it flying? Thanks, I hate it. I see 2025. Yeah, you can quote it. Like, Thanks. I hate it. Amity with the fireball, of course. Hey, Amity, have you unlocked fireballs yet in this game? Seems pretty on brand for you. Actually, what am I saying? It's on brand for a couple of people here. Sorceresses, wizards, even a bard. Fireball! Oh yeah, I need to speak with... I've got the supplies for those, and now I need to speak with Adeline. He may have a fire ability, but yet Ycey needs to practice his aiming. I didn't expect my character to just turn around and just blow chunks into the ocean like that. I was like, listen, you dingus, it's that way. Ooh. You also get new clothing in this game. Hang on a second. It says that I just got a noble tunic. I need to nobly acquire this tunic. Hey! Hang on a second, let's see what looks better. Go with something like white or like royal purple. Yep, royal tunic. I feel like a fancy man. I'm a fancy man, a fancy man. Oh, a criminal confession. I found a criminal confession at the bottom of the ocean. He's sleeping with the fishes now. Oh, right. It's Friday, so that means people are gathered at the inn. Let me just go turn this thing into the museum. In Mysteria, you also find magic artifacts that you take over to here, this little building, a museum. And as you donate little artifacts, you get rewards. It's a nice little added bonus to the game, I'd say. And most of them, at least half of them, are just new cosmetics that you can unlock for your character or for your house. It's a little house designer, land builder, park creator, mines explorer, well, park if your house is the park. And because it's Friday, that means everybody here is playing something at the inn. There's nothing better than an iced tea on a hot summer night. After spending all day on my feet, it's nice to take a load off. There's always an open seat at the There's always an open seat at the Sleeping Dragon Inn. Wait. Who did I just get 8 hearts with? Was it her dad? Yeah. Wait. No, her dad's not romanceable. They're not going to do that. So, at least I know the dad likes me. I was ecstatic when Luke showed me that relic crab at the museum. Who knew crabs could be conserved? Could be conservators of history. Now Luke is proposing joint research on the creature. With his entomological knowledge and my foundations of archaeology. Very intriguing. I made a note to set aside grant money for when he's older. No way. This guy, Luke is a little kid. This guy's helping him go to college. We encourage inquisitive minds here. Speaking of fancy man. Let's see what's in this chest. Ah. A deluxe curry. How long is that thing in the chest? Who is that fine man, Aelin? Dr. Pepper? That is Aelin. He's a romanceable option. That's all you need to know. Ah, here we go. Adeline. Yep, let's turn that request in. Thank you for shipping out the bedding. So Adeline and Aelin, the two people with the pink hair, they are siblings. They are also the son and daughter of the noble who rules over Mysteria. So yeah, you want to date high class, go with them. I asked Balor about shipping bed frames as well, or you should have seen the look on his face. Nice. And we're raising our renown. I spied a paddlefish at the museum. Usually on Fridays, people are playing games at this. Instead, they're just talking normally. The farm gets a little quiet sometimes, you know? Henrietta and the others are good company, don't get me wrong. But it's always nice to have some friends over for dinner. Oh yeah, Ulrich, Valor, March. I hope you like tsunderes because this guy's the most popular dating option apparently. Never satisfied with the day. It's like, I'm never satisfied with the day if I haven't spent some time at the forge. Me neither. Speaking of which, let me see if I can actually create something. Curry with fried shrimp sounds amazing. I mean, fried shrimp sounds amazing. I haven't really tried too many curry dishes, but I'd be curious to try. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep the armor the way it is. Let me just see if I can make something. Wait, what about my sword? Let's see if I can make a couple swords. Make a couple swords. Hey. Holy, how many times did I level up? Holy crap, it's still going. My gosh, I got really up there. Up there. It should be in the video description. I'd suggest checking the other descriptions or the community tab. It's Helix VTuber. Thank you, Amity. Yeah. Chat, do you see it in the description? It should say Helix VTuber for the streaming channel with the video compilations soon to be. Shrimp in general just sounds really good. I agree, Anna. It's one of my favorite foods right there. 4 regular gold swords and a leeching sword. Alright. Off we go. Peaches and sesame. I'll be able to complete those next time. Holy cannoli on the swords level ups. Listen, there are some things that are not accidents, you know? Oh yeah, I also have cows. You can also get pet animals in this game, not just cows and chickens. Oh no, you can get pet ducks, pet horses, pet bunnies, pet dogs, pet cats, and heck, even pet capybaras. These are my construction supplies. These are my food. And some stuff down here. Oh yeah, I need to turn that into the barn. Do that tomorrow. Gold cookies. Celine made me gold cookies. That's love right there. That is love right there. Made gold swords. You know, this is supposed to be a very peaceful game, yet I've somehow introduced a military-industrial complex into it. Let's not ask too many questions. That disrupts our peace. And I got rice. Oh no. I know I'm going to burn that, so I'm going to sell that. I mean, no, I don't burn rice. I never burn rice, but I can never cook it just right. It's either slightly undercooked or slightly overcooked and puffy and slimy. I don't know why. It's the same with pasta. Which I find hilarious because my stats in this game, yes, you have stats for this. Wherever they are. Oh, here they are. My stats in this game, 56 combat, 60 archaeology, maxed out. 56 combat, 59 smithing, or 59 mining, 52 smithing, almost all the way maxed out. 60 is the highest you can go. Cooking, 2. Pink, just 2. Yeah, I seem to be missing a lot of the important stuff in this game. I loved your vampire ASMR. It reminds me of my favorite show, The Black Dagger. Oh, favorite show, Black Dagger of the Brotherhood of a Vampire. By the name of Wrath, he married. Yeah, see, those vampire audios, Arlene, are one of the biggest problems that YouTube had with me. And they weren't even that steamy. So I know for a fact I won't be able to upload them to YouTube, but yes, the free ones are on Patreon too. Gosh, if I say Patreon one more time, I'm gonna punch myself. Like there's shilling, there's advertising yourself, and then there's that. We got to 69 people, and we got a nice tunic. Oh, almost. Saturday market, and a date available. Oh, and it's Aylin's birthday. You need a rice cooker, Shazade. I need a... Oh, yeah. I'm not going to make that joke. Listen, all I'm just going to say is that I had a very humorous Asian girlfriend one time who said that same thing, followed by, I already have one. Or I said, I need a rice cooker, and she said, I already have one. Hey, I didn't make the joke, that was her. It's like, listen, I'm not the person who makes the joke, I just say it. I don't put the train on the track, I just run it. And sometimes bloody floor it. Now, let's see. Alright. Was I that child that oftentimes got shushed by his parents? Oh, all the time. Kid who you had to think, oh no, what's he gonna say this time? Yep, unfortunately. Okay, that's for Aylin. Rice cookers are a godsend. Yes, I'll have to get one, Brittany. Actually, I can just put this out by the garden. Here we go, feed the cows, pet the cows. Collect the beads, feed the cow, pet the cow, feed the cow, level up, pet the cow. Oh, this is getting tedious. There is actually a statue in this game you can build once you have a bigger barn, and once you can speak, that allows you to auto-pet, so to say. Automatically pet the cows. Cows give milk. Bulls give horns. You can use those for building furniture. Very well. And let's go call him outside to graze. Of course I got rice. Yep, Amity. Even the game likes to poke fun at me sometimes. Almost forgot to put these back. The cows are too cute. Yep. There's 2 bulls, a little red bull right here and a black bull over there, and 4 little cows. One of them's a little strawberry cow right here. I might have to dig up one of these in order to place that little statue, but... Dang it. I mean, that's only going to cover so much. One is right here. Another right there. I'd need at least 2 of these statues. Alright, let me just go get the watering can. I don't understand it either, yet there is other ASMR content getting away with being posted. YouTube can be a major butthead. Selfie, watch them. I guarantee it. They'll be kicked out too. Because let's face it, I was one of those people that got away with, I guess, a lot compared to what I get to now, but nothing that I ever uploaded was really worth, you know, it was never sexual content. But they did like to complain and say that it was sometimes. I'm like, people, I am hugging somebody. Oh well, dreaded hand-holding and hugging. But yeah, eventually they came for me too. It's a mushroom. Not the Minecraft reference, Dr. Pepper. Oh yeah, Hannah, Thor is in this game too. He's my doggo. And let's leave that right there. First things first, on the agenda, we gotta go turn in 2 of these little requests, and here we go. We gotta find Aylin, give him his birthday present. Fortunately, everybody is at market. Aylin, I've got a cake for you. Here, you slice of cake. Take this slice of cake. It might be fun to try out red hair like Marge, but maybe just a streak to start with. Hey chat, what do you think? Red hair on him, or like a couple streaks of red mixed in with pink? A birthday gift? You have a wonderful memory for custom. Thank you, Ycey. And let's go for you. I tried to grow a beard, but no Thor didn't like it. Luckily, Vera's handy with a razor. She really shaved me some trouble. Oh, gosh dang it. You with the puns. That stuck up on me, too. Alright, speaking of Vera, you have a delivery for sesame? Thank you, Ycey. Here I'm a fan of sesame broccoli. And after you make it with this recipe, you will be too. I really like my vegetables raw. Not cooked, but hey, thank you. And give some 3 little peaches for the peach. Thanks, Ycey. I wish this girl was dateable. These peaches look great. In fact, maybe I'll just have one as a snack right now. Yes! Hey, chat, have I ever told you about the fruit trees in my parents' yard? So my mom's got a bit of a green thumb. And every backyard that we've moved into, in every house we've been to, it has always been like a dirt backyard. And we will turn that place into a paradise. Grass, flowers, bushes, trees, fruit trees. And always peach trees and always apple trees because we love them. I'm a bit of an apple lover myself. Oh, this is the new place. Let me just see. Oh, nope, I don't have any more quests. Nope. But yeah, in the new house that my parents are living in, they have peach trees. So when I visited them the other week, they sent me home with some peaches. It was nice. Fresh from the fruit tree. I loved it. I don't know if he answered this already, but how is Enzo? I have not answered that. Enzo's doing well. He's working his butt off, Luna, so he's not here today. He did a few things extra this week as well, part of the whole running around, and so he's working extra to try and make up for the lost time. The joy of having your doggo on Mystery is just look at Jimmy and say, "Look, it's Mini You." Oh, Larissa. I have a few red highlights, I, for one, like a few red highlights on Aylin's hair. Okay. You know what I'll say, everyone can look with red hair. I always support. Yep, Larissa, you want more redheads around there. Ooh, rice ball challenge? What's this? Our first cooking challenge is... Oh boy. It's like, let's see, Chat, you know I have the history that I do, so of course when I open up the cooking challenge, they say, what's our first one? Hey, Ycey, cook rice for us! Yeah. Oh, you funny game, goodbye. Wait, what? Weedle? Poison snake oil? Imbues the player's sword with venom for 6 hours? With fire for 6 hours? With ice. Oh boy. Yeah, a wise investment. Step right up, step right up. Are you ready to be wowed and amazed? Believe me, you won't find items like this anywhere else. And at such reasonable prices too. I'm practically giving them away. Well, let's see what he's got. Clothes. A sheathed sword. Use this item to unlock the cosmic. Absolutely. Angel wings. Oh, you can have mini angel wings in this. And an ornate round shield. A crown. Already got one. An ornate shield here. New decor for the house. Mostly chests. Fast food. A popular new snack from the capital. It's McFries. And what's this? A bath soap. This ultra fancy bath soap fills you with inspiration. Use this item to unlock the bathhouse date. Chat. I already have... This girl wants to date me. And she runs the bathhouse. How rub it in your face would it be if I dated a girl in the bathhouse, in her own bath water, or that in her own institution? My good gravy, that is just oof. Sire can never run away from the rice. Yep, unfortunately. It's a curse. I don't really buy anything from Weedle. but it's fun to window shop. He has some really unusual things. Yeah, you mean like this little thing? Imbues the player's sword with ice. I don't know exactly what that does, but maybe it's for fire creatures. Anyway, let me go get another little task here. Very disrespectful. Don't, very, as in very in your face. Don't date Juniper. It is what it is. A noble hat? I already have a crown. Gold ore. Yes, sir. Gladly. Well, you heard the man. Off to the mines we go and get some ore. Hearing the fills you with inspiration reminded me of Undertale. You should play it one day, Ycey. Undertale is an amazing game. I'll add that to the list. Might have to give it a little try. I've heard about that over the years. It seems like a fun one. Into the mines I go. Anna says, you could go to the bathhouse with Celine. Yep, I can go on a bathhouse date with Celine. That I am very well aware of. Welcome to the mines. Welcome to the mines fields, mother. Alright, peace and quiet. All nice and clear now. Okay, goal 102. I got all the gold I need now. Solution presents itself. Yep, you could go to the bathhouse with Celine. That I'm well aware of. Oh, man. Oh, speaking of date. I need to go find Celine. Need to go on my date. Let's see what date options are still available. Okay. Step 1. Find Balor. Drop off the gold. Step 2. Find Celine. Date. Oh. Bye, Juniper. There we go. 500 tesserae for you, good man. Might as well talk to you too while we're at it. Raise that little score. The fact there's a cooking challenge and it's a rice ball. Frickin' rice ball. They're just like, hey guys, watch this. I'll totally get him. You won't expect that. The game wants to rub it in. Fight on a date. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Go for the inn meal. Beach date. Or perhaps the deep woods. We've already gone on a gem cutting date. We've already gone on the deep woods. All that's left is just going to have a nice meal at the inn or a beach date. Let's go with the beach date. You want to go out to the beach, Ycey? With you? Yes. Yes, that does sound super nice and romantic. Oh, yes, please. Let's go. Right, professional. Oh, I should have brought a swimsuit. No way the game asked you to cook rice. It did. Well, this was my first time here and it's been really nice, but it's time for me to go. Enjoy the rest of the stream and see y'all hopefully in the next one. Schmidt, thank you. Thank you for thank you for giving us a jingle. The rice returns to haunt you, Loot Dragon. I love rice, that's the problem. I just can't cook it on my own without making it taste off. Beach date photo. Yay! Call me a dang simp for this woman, I don't care. Now then, let's go plant this back in the house. Don't even trust Juniper on a friend level, so dating is out of the question. Oh gosh. Let's see, where can we put this? Right here? Hey! There it is. A wall that's covered full of stuff. And she gave me a little seashell. That adorable girl. Adorable woman. definitely carrying this around. Ice snake oil. You know, I gotta test that out. Ooh. I gotta head back into the mines and I gotta test this bad boy out. Now we got them icy powers for real this time. Yes, yes, ice 'em. Freeze the world. Into the mines I go, into the mines I go. Into the ice I go. Alright. She gave you a pink shell. Yep, she did. Oh, phooey. I didn't bring a watering can, so now I have no way of crossing the giant stretches of lava. Ooh. Huh. Did that do extra damage, or am I seeing things? I think I just saw those ice levels going down with every hit. Oh, the ice slows them down. Okay. Alright, so I was expecting something a little bit more glamorous, like freezing your enemies after a couple of turns. But this works. Oh! And one last little explosion for the visuals. This thing is everything it was cracked up to be. So long as I'm doing some cracking myself. Oh my goodness, even the rocks slow down. So whenever you ice somebody, it slows them down. I've noticed that even the rock that was flying at me also slowed down. Okay, that's a cool feature. Slow thine enemies. Oh, slow my roll. Slow your roll, boy. Love the soundtrack in here. Reminds me of Arabian Nights. It does have a nice soundtrack. He's just mining the mines for what's mine. Couldn't have put it better myself, Jen. Here's a treat for the road. Oh, Anna's videos. Oh, you have a bunny. Hey, Anna's video. Anna, what type of bunny do you have? Someone once told me that taking money out of your savings account is stealing from your future self. Well, luckily for me, my future self won't be able to afford a lawyer to press charges against me. Oh, Luna. At this rate, your future self... Yeah. Well, count your blessings, Luna. At least you have a future. Let's see now. I mean, so long as there's still a few... Actually, Luna, I consider that a good thing, because imagine if your future self doesn't press charges, then you find out you don't have a future to steal from. Oof. Almost out of ice. Chat, do you notice anything about this chest right here? It's moving. It's a mimic. Gotta feed it something in order to get anything out of it. And I think it just gave me some new nice clothes. What the? Tarnished gold leg plates. I got real leg plates. I don't need that, but hey, thanks for the treat. Oh, fire sage robes. Hang on a second. I gotta see what these look like. Yes! I need that dark... Okay, found my new permanent outfit right here. I have just found my new permanent outfit, the dark blue on gray. Yeah, I'll go with it. Dark blue and gold. Feel like a fancy man. Oh, I can decorate my house with gold rocks here and there. Didn't actually get hit. What the heck happened? Somehow my mining has not gone up to 60 yet, but and it's getting rather late. Okay, I'll go back up then. If you do not get back to your home by 2 a.m., your character will fall asleep. Then you will be forced to... You'll sleep in too much tomorrow morning, and then you'll... What do you know? You'll sleep in tomorrow morning, and then you'll be too exhausted. Saw my ex at the other end of the museum hall, but I was too self-conscious to say hello. There's too much history between us. Ha-ha! There were too many war crimes, too. Teleporter essence. Now, Ycey is the Ice King of his children. Funny enough, I did name this place Chillgrove Farm. Seemed like a good idea at the time, you know? Anything else I need to sell? Nope, just storage. Again, random crafting supplies because you never know when a quest requires some of these or when you need to make something that requires this. One of these materials. Sell that. You can decorate your house with fake hot potatoes. Huh. And hey buddy. I can also pick my dog up too and take him around the neighborhood. And it's gonna rain tomorrow in game. Nice. I'm back inside before I fall asleep out here. It's going to rain in game too. Well, there we cosa. Ladies and gents, I'm actually gonna end it right here. I know this went by pretty quickly, but that's how these streams kind of go sometimes when it's later in the day. But I will see you all tomorrow. And you know what? Yeah, I will see you all tomorrow with Clair Obscure, Expedition 33. We're almost done with the game too, so just a couple more battles left. But thank you all for joining. It's been a while since I've seen you all. I hope you have a great time. Hey, gotta go for now. Hey, perfect timing, Amity. Well, have a great night, you all. Sweet dreams, and have a great day. Thank you all for joining me today. This is Ycey Narrates, also known as Helix. I bid you adieu. Goodbye. Oh, before you go, the new cow's name is Loaf. I kid you not. Now for real, good night, everybody.